know I'm about to go in. Told me that I couldn't do it, but I gotta bring it back, so they're really not with it. Let's go. Tell me where you're from, where you stay. Now I keep it lit from the coast to the bay. Peace on the right.
If you guys are sick of wasting money on packs, go check out my sponsor. They offer the cheapest and most reliable way to buy coins straight from the source. Use code MAZE at checkout for 15% off your entire order.
Hi, Billy Mays here for OxyClean, the stain specialist.
Powered by the air you breathe.
Activated by the water that you and I
it's
drink.
Mother Nature approved, and it's safe on your colored fabrics.
Use it on carpets.
OxyClean seeks out organic stains, pet stains,
food stains.
It gets down into the matting,
into the padding.
It even takes red wine
and grape juice out of white carpeting.
It cleans, it brightens, it eliminates odors
all at the same time.
Don't just get it clean,
get it OxyClean.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's a new week, which means a new opportunity for glory as we fight for top 100 in Weekend League. In today's video, we're going over episode 1, which is games 1 through 5. And if you guys are interested in seeing me play these games live, I will be going live tonight, Saturday, October 10th, at around 9 p.m. Pacific time. So if you guys are interested, it's always a lot of fun, and I'd love to see you guys over there. Now, as always, before we get into the video, we're going to go over the best and the worst comments of the day. The best comment of the day coming from Marco Polo, who said, "My uncle said he's taking me to Ram Ranch this weekend. Can't wait to meet all the cowboys there." Marco, I think you're going to have a good time. I've heard good things about Ram Ranch. I've heard Ram Ranch really rocks. The worst comment of the day coming from Evan, who said, "My uncle has a restraining order because he keeps touching me while I'm asleep. No uncle with abilities joke, just true stuff." Well, that's not good. The team is very similar to the same team we were rocking last week. Michael Vick still at quarterback. However, I am going to be replacing him for tonight's games with Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a new card in the game against Gunslinger, which is set feet lead mixed with faster throwing quarterback animations, and he's got a little bit of speed on him. I think he's in the 80s for speed. So he's no Michael Vick, but he's definitely faster than Dan Marino, and he gets those faster throwing animations, which are huge. We are still in the Patriots offense and the 4-6 defense. Heading into our first game, those are our top 3 right there. 95s across the board. Tell me when you load into your first game, you see 95 DBs across the board, you don't shit your pants a little bit. I feel like this guy shit his pants a little bit. Starting off the game, you're going to see those 95s coming into play right away. Denzel Ward, one step ahead. It's just really not fair. Like, you got to throw man-beating routes on the break, and when they have one step ahead, you don't know if they're going to be open or not. And something I said in my last video is if somebody's running one step ahead or man coverage, throw to your running back. That running back angle route is going to get open almost every time, and you saw we did that, and we were able to score on our first drive. Then we followed up with a user lurk with Deion Sanders, and lurking with somebody like Deion Sanders is so fun because he's so agile, he's so quick, he's so fast. You can cover a lot of ground like in years past. We followed up with a Reggie Bush touchdown, which caused my opponent to quit. So an easy 1-0 starting off for the weekend. That's a good sign. When the first game is easy, it sets the tone for the remainder of the games. Going into our next game, my opponent had a 96 Sam Mills, so I know this guy's sweaty and hasn't showered in about a week. I can't really talk shit. I got a 97 Sam Mills, so I can't really talk shit. But starting off the game, we are on the offensive side of the ball. You're going to see we got a nice run to Reggie Bush, and really what I want to do in every game is establish that run game out of A slot. Because if I can do that, it gets him out of their defense and puts him in a position like this, where now he's coming down with his user from the safety, and we're end up getting wide open guys down the field because he went out of his assignment. So starting off 7-0, he follows it up with a big run to Bo Jackson, and I keep saying it, but the run game right now is so OP. If you guys aren't running the ball at all, you really should be, because right now pursuit angles are terrible and running backs just find a way to get open. It's very similar to Madden 20 right now. But once my opponent started to pass, you saw we got the pressure with our blitzes. We were able to sack him a couple times, causing him to punt and giving us the ball back. So now 1st and 10, you see we are passing out a bunch. I am trying to expand a little bit in this playbook because I know I'm solid in a couple formations, but I really want to get just really good in like multiple different formations. So 3rd and 13, we find that angle route to Reggie Bush, and that's the mismatch I was talking about. Having your running back out of the backfield running routes. He had Lawrence Taylor manned up on Reggie Bush, and that I'm going to win that matchup 10 out of 10 times. And we followed up with some suffocating defense in getting us another turnover. So we already have 14-0. Now we get the turnover. I'm going to start playing conservatively, run the ball with Reggie Bush. And as you can see, that proved to be very successful and got us into the end zone once again. So now up 21-0. My opponent, 21 skunk. It's a gentleman thing to do. Unless you feel like you're getting cheated, you're down 21, just quit out, man. Like, nobody wants to stay in the game. Even if you're up 21, down 21, nobody wants to stay in that game. Moving on to game 3, 2-0 currently. We get him in a 4th and 7 early in his drive. He runs with a play action with Lamar Jackson, but as you can see, this man coverage is insane. No one is open, and Nnamdi Asomugha going to cut in front of his receiver, get the interception, perfect timing user pick, and actually get a pretty nice return out of it. Now we get the ball starting off at the 27-yard line on our first drive of the game, and we get the post over the middle. Michael Vick is tough to make that throw with. He lets the ball hang in the air a good amount, so dotting over the middle can be very risky with Vick, but that's why I'm switching to Josh Allen, because with Gunslinger, it's faster pass velocity and it's faster throwing motions, so you're able to fit into tighter windows. But none of that matters when you run the ball, as my opponent is doing. Todd Gurley hitting the edge. My defenders just dumbing out the AI. I don't know what they were doing, but he ends up getting a touchdown, tying up the game 7-7. Now I'm back on offense. We go for this cover 3 beater, and Vick sees the open receiver, lets it go, but just overthrows it. Me being stubborn, I go right back to it, and unfortunately this time the cornerback must have learned his lesson. Also, I think Vick underthrew that ball a little bit. So Vick overthrowing the first one, underthrowing the second one. And I gotta be honest, guys, I think Josh Allen makes that throw. So we're gonna find out tonight if Josh Allen can outperform Vick. Unfortunately for my opponent, this man coverage is just suffocating. Nnamdi Asomugha running the route for the receiver once again. This time not coming down with a pick, but my opponent was forced to punt. And you guys are going to see this is the one-play touchdown I posted on my channel yesterday. I was having trouble with the last one. I threw an interception. Vick underthrew it. So I went to this one. Ye old faithful, trusty X-drag trail out of Gunsplit Close. I have a full breakdown on the channel if you guys want to run the play just like I did right there. You see we connect on the one-play touchdown, getting us in the end zone again, extending our lead by 7. Now 4th and 13 on defense, looking to get a stop. Everything is pretty much blanketed, and my opponent tries to force something, not able to connect, causing a turnover on downs and giving us the ball back where we're able to get 3 points out of it. Not great, but extends our lead to 2 possessions, and that's what I really care about. Because being up by 2 possessions, frankly, will cause your opponent to play a little bit more desperate, and that's when they start to make mistakes. 2nd and 6, my opponent did just that. Failed to slide. It looked like he was trying to slide, but he ended up diving into a hit stick, and we get another turnover, and your peers conceded the game, giving us a victory again. So 3-0, off to a hot start. Been pretty dominant across the board heading into game 4. Hoping to continue the momentum. His top 3 looking pretty good. My top 3 looking dominant and versatile. Dominant and versatile. Starting out on defense, 3rd and 11. Still running man coverage. He gets hit as he throws it, causing an incomplete pass and eventually a turnover on downs. Now for our first drive, finding Mark Andrews on the crosser. I will say that the crossing route from your tight end is one of the most consistent man beaters in the game. Even if they're not fast enough, if they have good route running, that crosser usually toasts man coverage. Now my opponent firing back with a strike to Brandon Cooks, who beat Denzel Ward over the top. Denzel Ward's got 1 step ahead, and he's pretty fast. I might have not been shaded over the top, which might have been the reason he was open. And they don't call me Big Lays Mays for nothing. Michael Vick fitting it into a tight window, getting us the ball in scoring distance, and Marvin Harrison on the RPO bubble, walking into the end zone, celebrating. Honestly, that throw from Vick was pretty solid. I feel like Josh Allen makes that throw a little bit more comfortably, but Vick fitted into a tight window, which was nice. 3rd and 7, blanketing man coverage, suffocating. Nnamdi Asomugha with that 97-man coverage, able to get the interception, and now I'm looking for one-play touchdown. Nothing there, though, and we end up having to take a sack. Better than forcing it, though. I'd rather take a sack and punt it than force one-play touchdown and throw an interception. My opponent, however, following it up with 0-1 trap, and you hate to see it when they shove 0-1 trap down your throat like that. It is never a good time. Pause. Back on offense, Marvin Harrison with that RPO bubble, tries to stop and go, takes a shot to the knees, but we get the first down and a new set of downs. 1st and 10, Michael Vick dropping back, and we find the crosser wide open. Marvin Harrison once again on the sideline, takes another shot, but holds on to it and falls out of bounds. As usual, Mazomatic has no red zone offense, so we get stopped and have to settle for 3. However, it is nice to have a lead going into half as you get the ball. So starting off in the second half, we have the ball. Michael Vick taking off with his legs, making a very nice play, getting across midfield and into striking distance. 2nd and 4, Vick finding a crosser. That is Calico, who's going to truck upfield. Try to air truck, but Calico not as good at air trucking, and we settle for 3 once again. So now we're only up 6 in the 4th quarter. We took up most of that quarter with that drive, but this opponent in his 0-1 trap, he found some success, so we tried to keep running with it, and he did just that. Bo Jackson, 0-1 trap to the house, 75 yards. Now we are down by 1. We've had the lead the whole game, so this is a different territory we're in now. 2:45 left on the clock. We are just driving, playing conservatively. We end up settling for 3, which does put us in the lead back again, which is good, but we're only up by 2. So now with 1 minute left on the clock, my opponent can drive down, get 3, and win. But you're going to see he's just literally running a hurry-up offense, 0-1 trap. He just ran 0-1 trap like 7 times in a row. Eventually, we caught on. We do have 0-1 trap D. And we get him in a 3rd and 7 where he passes, barely falls incomplete, bring up a 4th and 7 for the game. 40 seconds left on the clock. Jackson's driving back. We sent a blitz at him, and that pass falls incomplete. After that, he quit out because we had the game secured. 4-0 now. That one being our closest challenge yet. He almost drove down and beat us. We were able to lock in on defense and get the dub. Heading into game 5, which is going to be the last one of the video. And my opponent running the ball out of a shotgun with Barry Sanders. Get to the outside. Adrian Wilson with a little hiccup there where I think I just conservative tackled too early. And he ended up stopping, but Barry Sanders taking it to the house on the very first play from scrimmage. Never a good sign. Starting off 7-0. Now we're on offense, and we're looking for a deep post there. We got Calico on the deep post, and he beats his man, Michael Vick, with the strike, connecting with Calico for about a 70-yard touchdown. Now, again, I think Josh Allen makes that throw even better because with Gunslinger, the ball is just getting there even faster. So on our next defensive drive, we end up getting a sack on first down, brings up a 2nd and 19. Still setting the house because this guy seems to be a little skittish against pressure. But guess who's getting beat? Adrian Wilson over the top. And I want to draw attention to something. Adrian Wilson was manned up on Tyreek Hill, and he was literally 20 yards off the ball. So I do not know how Tyreek Hill was able to run by Adrian Wilson still, but both touchdowns on the day now are blamed on Adrian Wilson. On to the next drive. We go for that same post with Calico. This time, Deion Sanders able to stick to him like glue and get the interception. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have forced that ball. Played a little bit more conservatively and not thrown an interception. But now we got to play some defense. And he throws it into traffic. 3 guys are right there. Yet we don't get the pick. Why? I don't know, because EA hates me, I guess. He threw it into triple coverage. Doesn't matter. 3rd and 5. We end up holding strong on defense, forcing him to punt. Now back to offense. Going back to this man beater. We got the post, and this time it's an S post. And if you guys didn't know, an S post is the one that looks like a zigzag, instead of just a regular post. And those seem to beat man coverage a little bit better. So we end up connecting, tying up the game 14-14 now. And our defense has been phenomenal. Nnamdi Asomugha sticking to him like glue, getting the interception. And now back on offense where we have a chance to take the lead for the first time in the game. This crosser from Mark Andrews, that's what I was just talking about. Even though he's not as fast, it toasts with the route running. It's a medium route, I believe. So if you have high medium route running, that crosser is going to get open. Michael Vick making a play with his legs. That's something Josh Allen can't do. And I will miss that as we switch away from Vick. The ability to just scramble at your will, outrunning the spy. It doesn't matter. He's going to get open. 2nd and 10, my opponent taking another shot. Taylor Mays getting beat by Tyreek Hill, this time by inches. Taylor Mays barely out of reach, giving my opponent another touchdown. Keeping him in the game, really. He keeps having these deep shots against man coverage that are barely connecting by inches. Unfortunately, on our next drive, though, 3rd and 22, we ended up coming up short and having to punt the ball back to him. But only 10 seconds left on the clock. He has no timeouts at the end of the first half. He connects inbounds, which thankfully for me lets the clock drip down and lets us head into half tied. Now, coming out in the second half, I start off with the ball. We got Brandon Cooks on a smart routed post route, and he absolutely torches Nnamdi, who just cannot keep up, and we get the touchdown, starting off hot in the second half. Now up by 7, 4th and 5. We sent a crazy blitz at my opponent, and it leads to what looked like was like an insta sack or something. And that brings our lead to 10. So now 3:27 left in the game. We're up by 10. Gonna play some conservative defense. My opponent just couldn't handle it. Throws it right at my user, Jamal Adams, with a nice user lurk, giving us the last turnover, which pretty much seals out this game. We didn't get any points on that. I believe we turned over the ball once again. But our defense just absolutely bagging this guy. Denzel Ward on the man coverage, 1 step ahead. Running the route for the receiver, gets an interception under the 2-minute warning, takes it back for 6, bring our lead to 17, and you're up 3 possessions past 2-minute warning. The game is over. So there you have it, guys. First 5 games in the book. Again, if you guys want to see me continue playing live, I will be live on Twitch tonight on twitch.tv/Mazomatic. 5-0, heading into game 6 through 10. Those will be up tomorrow. If you guys like this series, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. You know what? Go ahead, hit that notification bell. If you do, I'll love you forever. I promise. Boys, I'll be seeing you very soon.